Good morning, everybody. I hope this is working this morning. Unlike the other day, it was a bit of a technical error. Oh no, it's happened again. Right, okay, so this isn't going to stream to Facebook, so we're just going to have to upload it again, okay? Me and technology. Okay, so on Wednesday, we did some facial brushing, and today I'm going to talk to you about the lymphatics in the stomach. Now, please excuse my tomato face, I've just finished a workout. I've actually been discovering the Insanity workouts with Shaun T. I don't know if anybody remembers those. And one of the reasons, well, one, obviously, to keep fit and improve my cardiovascular fitness. But two, just as a point of interest, our cerebellum that sits underneath our brain, I did neurology, like a neurology course and movement about 5 years ago. And what's really interesting is as we get older, because we're not moving in different directions, because our vestibular system has got so much influence on our posture and our spine, if we're not moving in different directions, so that is, up and down, round, side to side, this can really impact our balance as we get older. So this is why it's really, really important to move. Now, I have to say my chosen cardiovascular fitness is normally paddleboarding, but we're not quite at the right time. But yes, honestly, we start to lose our balance in our 30s or 40s. So this is a sideline. I just thought I'd bring that up just because that's what I've been doing this morning. And some of these workouts can be pretty fun, but even if you don't feel you have the energy to jump about like in an Egypt in your spare room in the morning, even getting yourself a Swiss ball, or if you've got one of these like twirly chairs in your office, just twirl around, or just do some basic movements, like walking side to side, forwards, backwards, that kind of thing. And it's going to really help you keep your balance and the posture in your spine as you get older. We do not have to grow old. Definitely not. Okay, so lymphatics in the stomach. Why is this so important? Okay, so it really helps with our digestion. When we are in a stress response, we know that the lymphatic system starts to, stop working, basically. So we're not getting the lymph fluid through our body. But also when we're highly stressed, it's very natural for our brain to want to protect our stomach area because that's where all our vital organs are. Okay, some really important real estate within this area. So what will happen is we'll actually go into a more flexed position, which again is going to shut down the movement in the digestion. There's not an awful lot of space in here, so we have our diaphragm, then we have all of our organs, and then we have our small and our large intestine. That's a lot to fit in such a small space. So if we are flexed over, hunched over, that's going to create more tension in there, and a range of different problems can then arise. And we all know how how parasites and candida can take over. So we want everything to be moving. We want our lymphatic system to be getting rid of all that debris. Okay, so let's just start with a big 6. So I hope everybody's been doing this every morning. So we start with collarbones. Okay, and then tap. And the other way. And then tap. And then around our ears. And just very gently tap. And then shoulders. I am not moving against my skin very well this morning. I'm a bit sweaty. And then tap. So this is just a reminder, guys. I'm sure like all of you have got this down by now. and then stomach. And then the groin. And as I was saying the other day, you know, if you do sit all day, or you are a runner or a cyclist, the groin and the backs of the knees are so, so important. Okay, so what we're going to do, now you might want to do this when you're lying down so that you're more relaxed within your stomach area. But what you're going to do is from here, so this is where the biggest lymph node sits. So it's right underneath the xiphoid process, well, maybe a centimetre or two down. So your xiphoid process is the bottom bit of your rib. So if you stick your finger in there, it's probably quite tender. Come down a little bit and just have a little feel in there. Now, if that feels tender and swollen, that's where your biggest lymph node sits, okay? So your liver is going through there, and then obviously everything from the bottom comes up through there as well. So if you've had your gallbladder removed, the scar tissue generally, in my experience, I'm not saying that this is a definite, I'm only saying from my experience, the scar tissue really impedes that lymph node, okay? So this is why a lot of people that have had their gallbladder removed will then have problems with fatigue and just general health, in my experience, okay? You know, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that have had their gallbladder removed and they're absolutely, you know, skipping rainbows, okay? But I'm just saying from my experience, this can be an issue. So what we're going to do is we've done the big 6. So we've cleared all the bottleneck points, especially here, because we know this is where the lymphatics want to drain. 2, to go back into the heart. And it's 75% on the left and 25% on the right, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to switch like a switch up. And this can feel a bit yucky, okay? And then just with a couple of fingers, just come down that center line towards your belly button and just give it a wiggle. And remember, this doesn't need to hurt. Don't be digging deep in here, because if you dig deep and you start to compress the lymphatic nodes, then they're going to close rather than open, okay? So what we want to do is we just want to encourage them to open and flow. So you're just coming down, okay? Then I just want you to do little circles around your belly button, right on the center line. Now this might feel not very pleasant for a lot of people. You're just going to go around the belly button. Okay, and then go back the other way. So clockwise, anti-clockwise, or whichever way, because you're going to do both ways, and then just come back up. Now, instantly, I can feel a shift in my left hip. Something's loosened off, okay? Then go over to the left side. So I'm facing the camera, so left. So I'm on the left, okay? And just beside your rib cage, you're going to come down here. Okay, and then you're going to do bigger circles round. So just around the belly button, in that area. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, whatever you want. Now again, so I've just hit the area of my small intestine, and I can feel that there's something there. And something in my leg is just, and I just got a lovely relaxed feeling right through the left side. Okay, and then come up, and then you're going to come up here again. And then you're going to switch to the right side. I look very off balance this morning. Right, and then come down. And then you're going to do bigger circles. Okay, so almost come right out to the hip bone. And then you're going to come round. And again, there's definitely something going on my left side here. But I do tend to get tightness in my left hip. Okay, and then come up. This is how powerful the lymphatic system is, and this is how powerful this work is that you can do on yourself. You can literally change your body, in minutes just by working your lymphatic system. Okay, and then back up, and then you're just going to come back up in here. Okay, and then I would just give that another little slap. Okay. Okay, so that is some work that you can do on your abdominal area. It's just a little bit more than just doing the big six. If you do struggle with digestion, bloating, any of these kind of things. I actually had a client in last night, and he had been diagnosed with SIBO. And as soon as I started working on the lymphatics within his abdominal area, he said that his belly just felt like a balloon that had been popped. And that's quite a common thing, to be honest with you. It would be interesting. I know I can't see any comments because this isn't going live to Facebook, but anybody who's started doing this work and ends up feeling a little bit worse the following day, that's just things moving through your system. When I did my very first course in lymph, I've done a few. The very first one was in first lockdown. And I remember thinking, this is so gentle. I can't imagine this is going to do very much, because I was with my toothbrush and I was really active. I don't know if I've mentioned this in another video, and I was really active. I was working out at home, I was walking my dog, I was cycling, so it wasn't like I wasn't moving. But yeah, I had a pretty big adaptation response the following day. I felt really rotten, and I spent most of the day on the couch. And then the following day, actually, what happened was my left shoulder and my left hip, which had been really quite tight, just felt so free. And that's because we've got so many lymphatic nodes in and around this serrator area, obviously this pec area here. So if this was all congested, then obviously it's going to pull, the shoulder over, and again with the hip as well. So I could talk about lymphatics all day and the importance of it, especially if you are having some surgery, and if you are having surgery and the recovery from your surgery will be catapulted if you do lymphatic work. So that is all from me today. I think maybe next week what I might show you is a bit more, around some of the other areas that you can work with. I don't want to overcomplicate things because, sometimes we think, oh, well, you've been asking us to do something for 3 minutes and now, that's then went up to 10 minutes or 12 minutes. But it's just to give you options, guys. And at the end of the day, you could just do it once a week if you want. But I just want to try and get as much information out there as possible that will help you and your health. Okay, I hope everybody has a lovely weekend. The sun is shining here again today, which I'm delighted about. I'm running a very special event tomorrow with the beautiful Caroline from Inner Dance, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I hope everybody else has got something special planned, and the sun is going to be shining wherever you are.